Welcome back, everyone. We are updating our breaking news. Pennsylvania State Police now say they have all 9 teenagers back in custody after escaping a juvenile detention center in Berks County. We're awaiting a press conference from officials in just a few moments.
All right, so according to state police, these 9 teenagers between the ages of 15 and 17 years old broke out of the Abraxas Academy just after 8 o'clock last night. They managed to break out by stealing keys from a female prison guard, and they managed to find a weak point in the fencing, according to state police, and got out and were on the run. Now, earlier we told you just after 5:30, 4 of those teenagers, they were found, and now we're getting additional information that the remaining 5 teenage boys have been found as well. Looks like state police representative coming to the podium. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Okay, good morning. I'm Trooper Bain, the Troop L, PIO, DAVID, BEOHM. I am happy to report that all 9 of the escapees from last night were picked up within the last 2 hours. I'll just give you a little rundown. We had 4 of them at around 5:45 this morning go to a house on Oak Grove Road. Basically banged on the door. They were done. They were tired. They were cold. We went there, took them into custody. Then at 6:36 this morning, we had a report of a stolen vehicle and a trailer at 202 Oak Grove Road. Our people were right there. They got into like a sort of a pursuit with this vehicle and got the vehicle stopped at Furnace Road and Mounts Road, where they took 4 into custody in the pickup truck. 1 took off in the field, taken into custody shortly thereafter. So now we have all 9 of them are in custody and they're not out there anymore.
Were any actively resisting arrest?
No. The 4 basically gave up because they were cold. The other five, I mean, no.
What happens to the boys now?
So they'll all be charged with escape and any other charge. We had the criminal mischief for the car I told you about before, right? The car they tried to get in. Those, we have to put them there, but they will be charged with any crimes that they committed. They're going to be charged with, whether it's stealing the truck, all going to be charged with escape.
Do you know how the truck was stolen? Were the keys left inside?
That I don't know.
Will the capture of the 4 lead to the 5? Did they talk about the 5?
All kind of in the same area. All that stuff with the car when they broke the window to try to get the car, that's kind of all right in the same area.
Can you describe the condition that you found the boys in?
Well, I saw 2 of them when I was leaving because our command post was at Abraxas, and they're really dirty looking, and they look like they probably have been out walking in the woods since 8 o'clock last night. I think both of them came in without any footwear, but their footwear were slides. So they look pretty weary looking and dirty.
Trooper, can you elaborate on what extra effort, what extra cost? I'm not asking for a dollar amount, but when people escape as they did over the last 2 weeks and as they did this morning, what kind of extra effort and manpower cost does it put on the state troopers in order to bring them back in?
Well, I mean, we're going to do what we got to do. We had a whole group of folks that were coming in this morning to start at 7 o'clock, and of course we had to cancel them, and that come from all around. That just doesn't come from right here in Troop L. That comes from everywhere.
Is there any chance that schools reopen with them all being caught, or is that going to make people crazy?
I don't know that they would do that, but I can't answer for them.
Do you know if there was a change in tactic just based on the fact that these were kids, juveniles, compared to the Cavalcante search, and knowing that they weren't homicide suspects or anything like that?
Well, some of them did, like I said earlier, have some interesting charges. So we have to look at anybody that's taken into custody and are in custody. When we go to apprehend them, could one of those teenage boys kill a cop? They absolutely could. So we're always high alert. It doesn't matter how old they are, I guess is what I'm saying.
None of them, as far as you know, got any access to anything else while they were out there?
No.
About how far were they from the actual detention facility?
About 4 miles-ish. Not far.
Are they going back to the detention center? Have you guys taken?
Well, so that's a whole thing right now. So we're going to interview all 9 of them. We'll all be interviewed by our criminal investigative unit at Reading. And then I know there's stuff in the works right now to decide where they're going to go after that takes place.
Can you describe that type of detention facility? I think you mentioned it was like a temporary holding place.
Yeah, the way I understand it from earlier is that location isn't a place where someone is going to be, say, charged with simple assault and get sentenced to 2 years. That isn't the place they're going to do that at. There's other places out there. So this is, I don't know, I don't understand the juvenile court system so well, but it's like a holding, something holding, because there are kids from, some of the kids even that ran away came from a location where they just weren't following the rules, so they take them there and put them somewhere else.
This is the second time a riot has broken out in
So,
multiple months.
Not a riot.
Okay.
Basically what happened was they overtook 2 of the females to get the keys, those group of boys.
So it wasn't a system-wide riot?
No.
Other juveniles were involved?
Correct,
There's
correct.
These 9 specific.
These 9 specific, yes. They were the ones that were involved in it and did their thing.
Can you re-explain what you said earlier about the first 4 being taken into custody? You said they knocked on a door. I'm a little bit confused. So
they basically gave up.
Okay.
Yep.
On a random person's door, or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have no idea where they're at. Like, 7 of those kids were from Dauphin County, and I know that all 7 were from the city of Harrisburg. Well, let me tell you what, those woods are a far cry from the streets of Harrisburg, Philly, take any city you want, Lancaster, Bethlehem, Allentown, Easton. So I'm not surprised.
So they knocked on a random homeowner's door and said, what?
I don't know exactly what they said, but I was told that they banged on the door because they were cold, and
then 911 was called.
Yep,
by, I'm assuming, the
homeowner called immediately, yes.
And how did the troopers determine the people in that truck were the kid? Like, was there a bolo on the truck, or like, how did we determine that was them and they didn't escape the perimeter?
Well, there's cops crawling all around up there, so what they were wearing would stick out like a sore thumb, like gray sweatshirt, truck moving at, what time was that? Well, that wouldn't be odd for a truck to be moving about at 6:36 in the morning, but you're really paying attention to things. If you're in that area where you know these kids or whoever it was just escaped, you're really on high alert.
Was it a lengthy pursuit at all?
I don't believe it was, no.
And did the truck crash?
I don't know if it crashed or not.
And you may have said this earlier, but what were all the assets that were involved? I heard you mention a K9. You know, where did authorities come from?
So the K9, we had K9, we had drones, and we had some of the municipal police in Berks County had helped us out for a good chunk of the time, and then other state police stations other than Troop L were there, like in this geographical area, because we have the option to make a couple phone calls and we could have people from Philly and all over the place here in short time.
Any estimate number of how many people were working on it overnight?
I would say about 60.
Okay.
That's it.
Your guys were working last 2 weeks as well. Can you talk about kind of the stamina after having to do one manhunt and then suddenly, again, wake up in the middle of the night and now you're looking for 9?
Well, yeah, I mean, that certainly is different. I know for myself personally, I figured we'd catch these kids because they're probably not as resilient as a 30-some-year-old, however old he was, that knows he's going to jail for the rest of his life. I don't know if 15 to 17-year-olds have the resiliency to want to not have to go back, right? The 4 of them got cold and banged on the door, they were done. Is that it?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. John, thank you, buddy.
All right, we've been listening to state police giving us an update out of Berks County after 9 teenagers escaped from the Abraxas Academy, which was a juvenile detention center. The update, all 9 are now back in custody. We found out at 5:30, 4 were taken into custody by police, and then we're told the other 5, apparently they managed to steal a truck. They eventually got caught by police. The first 4, though, interestingly enough, he told us they got cold, knocked on some random homeowner's house, and that homeowner ultimately called authorities, taking them into
The weather
custody.
probably played a role with the rain last night, and again, they escaped after overpowering 2 guards at that facility and taking the keys in order to get out. And
breaking through a fence there, according to investigators. He says, what's next? So they're going to be interviewed by investigators. It's not clear exactly where they'll be taken, but they're going to obviously face some additional charges following that breakout. So it's a story we'll continue to follow for you as we get more information.